So guys, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the new event vehicle that it's coming, the R400, right? To two extents, basically. The first one is, what should you expect from this vehicle? Of course, in the upcoming week, we will be testing it, but for you to kind of have an idea of what this thing will actually be like in the game. And second of all, is it underwhelming, overwhelming? And some other topics that I wanted to talk about. So, first things first, guys, what should you expect from this vehicle? So, this vehicle is going to be having two things, okay? Well, one of them is the turret, and the other one is the level of mobility that this thing has. So, what does that mean? Well, first of all, let's talk about the turret. You can clearly see, guys, that this is a turret that it's very much based off of the TAM, right? Or very similar to the TAM. It doesn't mean that it's the same. I don't know if it's the same, but it is very, very similar to it. And from this dev blog, we can already know that it will have the DM33 round, which is a pretty interesting round. So what exactly is it? So if we go to the game over here, you will see that the DM33 is actually hat 7, okay? It's basically this round over here. So we have the hat 6, which is the M111, the M413, which is the hat 7, and then of course the hat 10, which is the one that it's used, for example, in the Mark II over here, which is this one, okay? And yeah, it's pretty much the same round as the M413 over here, which is the hat 7. It is it was called the M33 in German service, and you will see a lot of these vehicles using this round, right? But it is basically a hat 7 Israeli round, okay? And with this, you can already kind of have an idea of the penetration that you see over here, right? So this vehicle will have 421 millimeters at 0 meters, 0 degrees, right? And you can clearly see that it has this progression, which is a pretty good round, guys. This is one of the best rounds to ever be put on a 105, right? There are better ones. Like I said, the hat 10 is there, that it's amazing. It really is an amazing round. And of course, the DM63, which is somewhat similar. I don't know if it's the same round or not, but I have to even check if they have the same penetration. Maybe it's the same round, the DM63, but it doesn't matter. So we have the hat 10, which is a little bit better, but in a general sense, it's like one of like the second best, maybe, or something like that, best rounds that you will see in the 105. So it is very good, very good. And even the TAM 2C, which has a 10.3 BR, has this round. It has the hats at the DM63. I think it's the hats 10, but it does have the hat 7, okay, which is this round. So with the turret in mind and with the gun, you can kind of expect 8.7 normal reloading, 6.7 if it's an ace, crew, and of course the same level of turning capability on the turret, same level of vertical guidance, everything that you see on the TAM, you will probably see on that vehicle, okay? So yeah, very good round that can do a lot of damage, and yeah, overall, very, very good. So just with that round in mind, we can already kind of try to guess what is going to be the BR of the thing. Honestly, it will probably have a thermal system, I would assume so, but we need to wait, and that will kind of be a little bit different, right? But you will see a lot of these vehicles that are 10.0 with the DM33. So I would assume that it is going to be a 10.0 vehicle, because the 10.3s, they do have the DM63, so the 10.0 would make sense to have the 33, right? So this is, what I think it's going to happen. I mean, we even have like the Leopard 2 AV over here that has the M33, but of course it's a Leopard 2. It's a way better chassis than what we're going to talk about, right? But in a general sense, I think 10.0 will be the BR. Then we need to talk about the chassis itself. So we already know the gun, the ammo, the turret, what it's actually going to be capable of. I pretty much almost guarantee that it's going to be a 10.0. And then we have the chassis, right? So what is this chassis exactly? Well, guys, it is a very interesting one, because I never really saw service, but it is pretty mobile, like really mobile, like one of the most mobile vehicles you will see in the game. This has this is the six-wheeled one. There are other versions and with different layouts, but this one it could get to like 115 kilometers per hour in theory, right? So it's very fast, and of course it will have a very low armor, very similarly to something like the Roycat 105, right? I have a feeling that it's going to be very similar to this vehicle, a very similar speed, and yeah, with the gun and everything, it is going to be a vehicle. I mean, it even fires the same round over here, right? So I'm pretty sure, guys, what you are expecting from this vehicle, the R400, is exactly like a Roycat, a very fast and nimble vehicle that will not have any type of protection whatsoever. You know, it will not have armor, which is okay because these vehicles, they are not made to take shots. If you're taking a shot with this vehicle, you are already doing something wrong, technically, right? So yeah, it's going to be very similar to this. So very fast, very nimble, with a turret that can do a lot of damage, a gun that can do a lot of damage. Of course, the 105 isn't like the most powerful gun ever, but it is a very standard gun that can do plenty of damage, right? And yeah, this is what you should expect from this thing. Basically a German Roycat, right? And even if we actually take a look on the BR of this thing, it is a 9.7. So it might be that we see this thing at 9.7. But yeah, it's going to be a 9.7 or 10.0 in BR, okay? And this is what you should expect from the R400. Again, we're going to test it out in the next week when it comes to the server. You know, we're going to test it out, drive it around, etc. Okay? And if you are thinking maybe, oh guys, this is an underwhelming event that I don't care about it, and you know, what is happening? Well, guys, be careful on what you wish for. So, this is the IAR 93, guys. We had this at the 2024 November event that starts in November, just like we had the R400, right? This was last year's event, singular vehicle event for November, right? And it is a pretty interesting vehicle. You know, a lot of people got it, etc., etc. But you will see something very interesting. I mean, look at this. In the 27th of November, we had the IAR event. But shortly afterwards, in the 13th of December, so basically like 2 weeks later, we had the summer event, or whatever you want to call it, winter event. Is it? I mean, here it's like a summer event because it's in summer, but yeah, for you guys in the northern hemisphere, it is winter, of course. But yeah, the Winter Tales event over here. And why is this important? Well, the first thing is that, of course, it is shortly afterwards. So if you think that the R400 is a boring vehicle, it's underwhelming, I don't want to, etc., right? I mean, just a couple of weeks later, you will see another event. And this is not a normal event. This is normally what is the only event of the year that we have 4 vehicles getting into the game, right? So last year, for example, we had the Kafir C10, the T80UD for China, the Kirishima, and then the MB151, right? 4 very interesting vehicles that got added. I mean, the Kirishima I don't know too much about, but T80UD, amazing tank. Kafir C10, I mean, one of the first ISA Raider vehicles that got added, right? The MB151 as well, feels like a P36, but, you know, anyway, very interesting vehicles, and 4 of them at the same time, which translates to an enormous amount of trophies and, or mark of distinctions, if you will, right? So be careful on what you wish for, because if you do think that yeah, we're gonna have a very poor event now that you don't care too much about, in like 2 weeks after the event starts, or like 2 to 3 weeks, around the same time that we get the actual update, right, of December, we're gonna have this, which is gonna make you lose your mind of how much you have to play, right? Because, I mean, these things, yeah, look at this. 40,000 mission points in each of it. So, I mean, of course, there are multipliers and stuff, but the event that we are having right now, it's, yeah, it's 35,000. So it's even more than that. And, yeah, each 2 days you need to get the marks of distinction. And if you like me play, I mean, with more than one type of vehicle, for example, I don't play ships, but I do very much play with aircraft, and I do very much play with tanks. It means that I'm gonna need to do 80,000 mission points each 2 days, which, yeah, it's insane. It's almost 3 times as much as you need to do right now, right? So it's yeah. So if you are like, oh my god, where is the next event? So this is going to be the next event, okay? A 4 vehicle event that's gonna make you lose a lot of time on this. Of course, there are always very cool vehicles. I mean, I don't think I got the T80UD last year, but I'm just regretting because I love this tank, and yeah, it's always like that, right? You see the vehicle, you're like, I don't know, I don't like that vehicle too much. I don't think I'm gonna do the event. And then 6 months later, you look at that tank that you should have gotten and you didn't, and you're like, So it's basically FOMO, right? 101 over here. But yeah, basically, don't mind the R400. If you don't like it, we're gonna have a pretty big event coming very soon. Okay, guys? So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. And bye, guys. See ya.